So what if you could have 4 3D printers but packed into one unit? Well, today we're gonna talk about the LightMake L4 printer, a 3D printer that is attempting to revolutionize the 3D printing industry. Now, LightMake is relatively a new company, and they were founded in 2025 in Shenzhen, China. The idea behind the L4 came after the team apparently visited a large print farm and they saw the problems caused by having hundreds of individual printers. And these problems include like maintenance, waste, and limited production efficiency. And their answer was the L4, a 4 independent toolheads designed to increase production from a single machine. Now, the LightMake L4 is somewhat different from the traditional FDM printers that we currently have on the market. And they're different in the sense that they have 4 independent tool heads. Now, what makes it also different is that it can print 4 identical parts at once. And it can also print different parts simultaneously. We're very familiar with, like, for example, Bamboo Lab or Prusa that has single head, or you have the Bontech system which swaps out for multiple different colors. But what makes this different is that the 4 heads can be assigned 4 different tasks and they're all working at the same time. So it differentiates itself from all other 3D printers by having the 4 tool heads able to work on that build plate. In addition to that, it can print 4 identical parts at once, and it can print different parts simultaneously, and this supports multiple colors just the same, along with different materials or filament for each tool head. Now, some of the main advantages with this printer would be increased production capacity from one machine, and this potentially means faster overall production, fewer printers needed. So can you imagine you having a print farm where one, like for example P1S, you require 10 P1S to complete a specific number of tasks, but in this case you have one printer with 4 heads working simultaneously. Now you're able to cut the number of printers in half. So therefore you have fewer prints needed, you have less floor space, and you have better use of production line. So who is this printer for? And I would say it would be for people who have print farms or people with 3D printing business like myself, and small scale manufacturers. But anyone producing large quantities of parts, say between 100 or 1,000 units, would certainly benefit from having this printer. Now, on the other hand, who doesn't need a printer like this? And that would be like the casual hobbyists or people who only print a few models occasionally. And I mean, in certain cases, it doesn't work spending the excess money just to say that you have a new gadget that is able to print 4 things at the same time. You might just be very well comfortable with the existing ones that exist on the market. So the added capacity may not justify the costs and complexity. And speaking about price, the L4 is expected to retail around 2,400 US, but early supporters can get it for around 1,100. Now, why is this interesting? LightMake is pushing FDM beyond simply printing faster. The focus is increasingly on production and automation, and this is particularly beneficial for those who produce multiple units at a time. So as said before, people with print farms or businesses or companies that utilizes 3D printers that produces certain amount of products would certainly benefit from this printer. Now, competition between manufacturers is driving new ideas and innovation, and this benefits consumers by giving us or exposing us to new technologies within 3D printing space, and also drives down the price. Now, the big question or the elephant in the room Is the increased productivity enough to make the L4 more economical than running multiple conventional printers? As said before, I believe that this is targeted at people with print farms or companies dedicated to having multiple 3D printers to meet certain deadlines or tasks. So the bottom line is, this isn't necessarily for everyone. It's about turning one FDM printer into a more capable production machine. But anyway, it's interesting to see what will happen, and we look forward to seeing a machine like this come on the market. But tell me what you think in the comments below, and follow for more useful tips or information about 3D printing. By the way, my name is Dwayne, and thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.